Hello, everybody. Or I gotta fix some wonderful faces. It's Grizdur over here. Ash, Ignatius, Shark Catherine. Wow, everyone else, I guess, just joined in the right order. Wow. I mean, the right order to line
So
everything up.
good.
Yeah.
Masters.
Skills. Y'all have some serious skills.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, as a refresher for players and me and viewers, we find ourselves just outside the underwater ocean city of Selphine. The characters, our heroes, have journeyed. They're looking for a dragon. And a lot of the unnatural events happening in this area are very similar to things that happen with ice dragons. So they think that that might be the cause, and they're here investigating. They've also discovered that the city of Selphine is suffering from something called the Dread, a deep fear-based something. I believe Ignatius found some residual, like magic effect.
Magic.
And so while they don't necessarily have any leads on that, other than the source might be coming from the mines or the bony depths, they're keeping an eye out. When they spot anything, and they'll probably tackle that. But we'll see. Um, you are currently at the shipwreck just outside the mines. The shipwreck has sealed off the mines. You are sent here not only with a device, a kinetic explosive to blast away the shipwreck and regain access to the mines, but with the maker of said kinetic explosion, Oslin Darkdrath, they, it goes by Oz, a non combatant, but their brother was one of the ones left behind. So they gave you all your stuff for free, your health masks, your cold suits to protect you from con saves for exhaustion. So, yay! I can tell you because you all picked one up. Um, and they are along for the ride. Our amazing heroes fought incredible odds in the disastrous battle of last week, which we will never refer to again. No, I'm just kidding.
It's dead to us.
Yeah, we're
Are
pretending
you
it wasn't
kidding?
that difficult. Is what we're
Ooh,
pretending because it wasn't
we
supposed to
kicked
be. You
we
all owned
kicked
it.
butt. We were
Mm-hmm.
fine. It was totally fine. There was nothing wrong at all in the slightest.
It is incredibly impressive that you are all victorious and alive and everything. It's really well. All right. However, those nasty creatures have been taken care of. Nasty in that they were attacking you and trying to kill you. And now you're standing among their three dead corpses and lots of loot from this shipwreck. You see a couple of chests that were just full of coin that have spilled out. And you can search the area for other stuff if you want. So I'll just have Oz come out and say, down with her. Sometimes I'm smart about it and I write down their accent. Oh, well, Red Bull, I'm just going to go over here and start setting up this device while you do what you do. Looks like the coast is clear.
I rage loot the ship.
Nice.
I'm still raging. So I just go into the ship before she has a chance to set anything up.
Nice. Perfect. You're pulling planks and smashing stuff, looking around. All right. Who would like to search? Eris, it sounds like. Anybody else? For treasure?
Oh yeah.
Free? Okay, everyone but Grisura, I think.
Grisura's going to keep watch. Grisura's a little concerned.
All
Oh,
right. I'll.
yeah.
Ignatius would have slightly reached out towards Eris as she faded into the distance, and um, look around who's still looking amongst the bodies, and I guess whoever's closest to him, he will cast guidance, which is a cantrip. Uh,
Inspiration.
it's a D4 on ability checks.
We need to roll for inspiration.
Yes.
Yes, that too.
Oh no.
Who do you think? Who thinks they'd be closest to Ignatius in this moment? Then I'll do the DM stuff. But not Air. So she's in the ship.
I mean, if we're
I
going
think-
based off the map, I think Ash was closest.
Ash, you think? Okay. So Ash, you'll have that D4, and that's all checks, is it? Attack rolls and
Ability
checks?
checks.
Ability
Yeah,
checks.
it's only once. It's once. It's a
Are you sure? I think guidance is
It's-
like ching 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 for a time,
let
isn't
me
it?
check. You touch
No,
what?
it's just the once.
Once before the spell ends, the target can roll a D4 and add the number. It's a cantrip. I can just pop.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. All right, let's pause here, and we will roll DM inspo. Straight 20. Oops, if I can get it in the dice tray. All right, and I'll go around and see what everyone's got. Let's start with Sam tonight. We'll go back the other way.
Yay, going backwards. 7.
7. Okay. Tasha.
8.
Ooh, price it right. Okay. Lil.
14.
14. Right. This is
Oh.
just for the D20. Sorry.
Hopefully it's a sign of things to come. Natural 20.
Ooh, nice. Steph.
Hopefully it's also a sign of things to come. 13.
Oh, nice.
No
And
triskaidekaphobia here.
and Warren.
12.
Wow. That was such a roller coaster. So, Warren, you get it. I rolled an 11. But
Oh.
Tasha and Lil were 3 apart in either direction. And then it came to Steph, who had it 1 closer. And then Warren got 1 closer.
So walked it in, as they say.
So everybody has, just from the chaos of last week and the amazing job you all did with the battle and game, you all have a D8 DM inspo tonight. Use it up tonight. And Warren, you have a second one for tonight. Yay. Okay, so let's do some investigation checks. So Eris, I think Catherine and Char are also investigating for loot. Okay,
And Ash.
Ignatius and Ash,
Everybody.
you've got that D4 on top. So Eris, let me know what you get in the ship.
Well, this makes sense because I'm raging. What is this investigation?
Yes, please.
That's a big old 2. So she's going through the ship, and I want to say she's like, she knows ships, so she's like just tearing the boards of like, okay, here I'm getting to the areas where I think things will be.
Nice. I love it.
She's not finding anything, but she'll do that for a minute until her rage subsides, and then she'll just kind of sit down on the ocean floor.
Nice. Recovering from the red. It's awesome. Catherine.
Well, I got a 7. So,
Okay.
Yep.
Let me roll around, see what everyone else got, and then I'll come back and check in. Shar?
I got a 4.
4. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ignatius?
7.
It was
This
not a
should-
sign of things to come. No. I'm just kidding. 7? Okay. And, oh, Ash.
I think you'll be really happy to know
Yeah.
that I got a 6. And that was with the guidance.
Can we do perception checks instead of investigation?
Well, here's the dealio. Who got to see? So, anyone get higher than a 7? Ignatius had a 7. Catherine, I think, had a 7. Shar had a 6. No, what'd you have, Shar? A 4. And Ash had
6.
6 as well. Catherine, it's really hard, thankfully, hard to miss the 2 chests that are just dumped out glimmering gold on the ocean floor. So you find the money. Yay. And it's a lot between the 2 chests. Altogether, you find 1,400 gold pieces.
Ooh.
I don't know who's got. Oh, Shar, you've got the bag of holding. So let me know if you're doing group money, then put that in your bag of holding if you can. And
I would definitely have called Shar over because I know Shar's collecting the gold.
Okay. All right. So 1,400 gold pieces, Shar, as well as. Are you ready, or do you need a moment?
Go ahead and say it because I think Tasha's typing it in.
Okay. 140 platinum pieces in this wealthy trade ship. Thank you.
I'm gonna buy so much yarn. So happy.
Nice. All right.
There was
mhm.
oh, if you get more, yeah,
There is a little more, if you'd like.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there's what
Mhm.
there was definitely Ignatius would have wanted to go to if there are any remains of the 2 magic users and really go over them with a fine tooth comb.
Okay. You're checking those now with your roll and the fact that you're checking these bodies. You find actually moderately valuable a spyglass, a proper spyglass. Very expensive to manufacture in medieval times. Ash, with your roll, there's a lot of debris, but you've seen Eris use her healer's kit a number of times. There is a healer's kit here. It has 5 uses, watertight sealed in it, but it's a proper kit too. So if anyone else learns how to use it, you've got a second kit. Let's see. Eris, yours was like a 2, right? Okay.
She's dismantling the ship.
Beautiful.
She's helping. She's helping with the explosion. She's the
Nice.
pre-explosion.
Loosening everything up, just like opening a jar. Char, you found, if you wish to keep it, a sextant used to navigation.
What, a sex tape?
A sextant.
Oh.
I know
Okay.
your daddy. It's just gonna be my quote for the night. Yeah, a sextant in case anyone. It's helpful for navigation. It's a handy tool to have in the ocean. So,
She just kind of looks at it
mhm.
with a bit of distaste and hands it off to Ignatius the next time she sees him.
I will exchange the sextant for the spyglass
Okay.
because I have a spyglass.
Oh, nice. Okay, nice. Sorry, you got a
And
spyglass. Mhm.
yeah, Ignatius is going to get a little frustrated because he's like, these were no ordinary magic users. So he's going to cast detect magic.
Oh.
Let's see if anything pings.
All right, let me quickly ask, as you're setting up to cast that spell, ask Grazura for a perception check, please. If you don't mind, Grazura.
That'd be a 4.
Sure.
Oh my God, we're on a roll.
Well, a lot of dirt has been kicked up from the fight and from Eris. Smash. So it's a little murky, a little hard to see. You feel the very edges of the range of another school of frostfish. Doesn't affect you, but you feel a little chill in there. And it's just kind of quiet now, quiet and a little lonely here at the bottom of the ocean.
Guys, there's frostfish. Be careful. I think they're coming.
Nice. All right. Let's see. Who had the 7 again? Was that Ignatius? Ah, perfect. So as you're preparing to cast a spell,
Ritually
Ignatius.
cast. Yeah, I'm ritually casting.
Okay, you actually, as some of the dust settles, you do spot one other thing. It looks like a waterproof sealed envelope just among the debris. Take it or leave it, but you see it there.
Oh, I'll pick it up and let everyone else know I found it. But noting that it's water sealed, we'll wait till we get back to
What's
dry
it
land
say?
before we open it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Look, I found this water soluble. Oh, dear.
Oh
I,
no.
I had a water soluble.
Amazing. All right. You get back to the task of ritually casting detect magic, I think you said, was it?
Yes.
And I think that last 10 minutes, like you cast it and it's from you for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Yes. Anything within 30 feet as
Okay.
I walk around. Yes.
Um, while nothing pings in the way of anything super exciting, like no magic items, nothing blatantly magical, there are lingering effects of magic on these dead bodies. Also being aware that typically zombies aren't casting magic and this and that. It's likely what they did in life. They had a stronger grasp on that after dying than most zombies would. And then that whatever magic was feeding that is just resting on them now. I wouldn't say there's a school. It's more of just an arcana, a lingering effect of that. You have an immense sense of magic, even though it's outside of 30 feet, pinging back from the central flow in the city. And you also feel an equal, if not greater, magics, a mingling of magics down below where the mines are.
Okay. I'll relay that that there's sort of an aura of magic coming from the direction of the mines. It's not necessarily like somebody cast a spell. It's just sort of something is emanating. Sort of weird.
Probably more frostfish.
I don't know. Okay, maybe.
Nice. Okay.
Dan, can I argue for another perception check or investigation, preferably perception, since I am no longer raging and she's had a chance to calm down and is actively looking around the ship now?
Yeah, if you've had some time to cool off.
I used all my rages in that battle.
Nice. um Yeah, go ahead and I'll say perception check on this one as you're sort of walking around just kind of perceiving the space.
Well, I rolled a 3 for a total of 6.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, no, yeah, looks picked pretty clean. It's just debris now. You're kind of watching as Oz is finishing setting up this device, and Kethry's pouring money into Shar's, the bag holding Shar's holding, and Ignatius is casting some magic reserves on watch. Just sort of taking in the situation.
What about those 2 swords? Like, especially the one that smacked me. I'm gonna go over and pick that up.
Okay.
The one that glowed?
Hmm.
It was the one that glowed, right?
Yeah, the one that, knocked me out in one swing.
Let's see. I guess roll a quick history check if you would. What's the closest thing for this?
History
Yeah,
check.
Eris. Yeah, it's just to see if you've encountered something before. It's not a super high DC, but
10.
10's
The way
enough.
things are going tonight. Oh, hey, a 9. Almost double digits.
Okay, that's close. I kind of said it in as an 8 anyway. It's not unheard of. You've seen paladins use skills like this. This looks like a typical sort of run-of-the-mill paladin weapon. The weapon itself seems to be pretty mundane, actually kind of worn upon closer inspection. But as you think back, you've probably sailed with or otherwise seen, at least a few paladins energize their weapons and channel things through them, and you're thinking that's likely akin to what was going on here. A
Well,
little warped.
he gave me not radiant damage, but necrotic damage. I kick the body.
Couple of fish swim up that started picking it up.
More frostfish.
It's
Nice.
over.
All right, Catherine, Shar, you're done packing up the gold. Are you heading over with everybody else? Yep. Okay. Oz, reports. Well, the bomb is set and ready. We want to clear at least 60 feet, but I'd recommend closer to 100, 120 with a debris fly. Should definitely do the trick, though. I have to activate it locally and then swim away. So, if you all want to take your places, I've set it on a 20-second delay.
Are you gonna be okay? Is there danger to you?
I've done this before and I can swim pretty quickly. Thank you. Perfect. You all take your places. How far away? 120 feet. Extra safe.
Yes.
Remains. Puts the finishing touches on the bomb and sets the detonator and swims rapidly away over to you and lands. All right. And waits. 20 seconds goes by and waits.
What's going wrong? What's going wrong? It's not working.
I don't. Boom. it just warps the water there and forms a bunch of bubbles of compression, of splitting the water, and the ships just get mostly blown out and a little bit up and start drifting out and then settling down. And as the dust, it's just murky dust for a few minutes. And, that'll clear soon. Well, that was fine work you all did. It's interesting to see you all in action. Pretty impressive.
Thank you.
What was that? Looks at Catherine. You made that one, brought that one back to life.
Yeah, it's both a, how do you say, blessing and a curse. Great.
Oh,
A blurse?
Lord.
Dead serious.
Action. That's how you say it. Nods to Eris. Nice and you. Looks at Shar. Adept. Incredible handling. Underwater for someone that doesn't swim. So well.
She just narrows her eyes at swim well and doesn't say anything.
Yes, as the dust begins to settle, you see, about 150 feet away from where you are now, the entrance to the mines appears to be open. A little rubble around it from the explosion, but it's open. Yes, for you. Kind of looks to Grisura.
Could I cast dancing lights to give us a little bit of light?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. How much light
More
does that
light?
give?
It's 120 feet. Wait, I don't know. 10-foot radius.
Doesn't Ignatius give off light too?
Yeah, very little bit, but yeah, you can see his face. It's oddly, throughout this area, there's sunlight, even though you're pretty deep. But it definitely looks dark in the mines.
I forgot you can do dancing lights as a humanoid form, like
Mhm.
kind of make it look vaguely like that. So that's
Yeah.
what I want.
Mm.
And then it just kind of like goes ahead of us. And then it's 10-foot radius on each light. I think there's 3 or however many, 4.
Okay, nice. Well, they all form together. I think you smush them together to make the humanoid, or you can parse them out, but they
Oh, well, it's
coalesce.
walking now. So
Dun, dun. Fancy walking with a nice stride. Uh, ghostly lights light the way. You all heading into the mines? Excellent. Who wants to lead? I mean, it's wide enough for all of you to go side by side, but is there anyone that wants the general front, general center, or general back as you have a create a marching order for yourselves? Anyone up front?
I will go up front after using a healer's kit on myself.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and do that. Anyone up front with Harris?
Actually, this is a kind of a good point. We probably should have
Rested.
taken at least a short rest and used our healing surges or whatever, because I don't think we got to do that last session.
Yeah. Could we have done all that looting as a
It's a
short
little too
rest?
quick for that, but if you want to take an hour now, you can set up shop for an hour.
I'm not going into a mine in my current state of health, so
No.
I was just kind of, probably best to give it some time in case there's any stones shook loose there. We don't want those coming down on us. So, wise. Yes. Let us rest. All right, so you've got an hour for a short rest. So roll any hit die that you want to roll. Use healers kits and so forth.
Hmm.
Also, be sure that you roll your short rest, or that you enter a short rest after using hit die in D&D Beyond to get, in case you get anything back for that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
I love having a D12 hit die.
Nice. I'll give our wonderful players here, while everyone's doing their good work. Here's a couple little songs, ambiance to enjoy. There's some boiling underwater sounds, and then of course there's also
He's
this
sleeping.
one.
What am I doing wrong?
Here's a little underwater. I'm playing both of those at the same time. Oh, what's that, Frank? There. Oh, is it the hit die?
I did. Yeah, I did take, and I clicked the take 5 hit die, right?
Okay, let me get into your character.
it automatically applies it. I did not know it did that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and it didn't.
Oh.
It take short
Yeah, mine
rest.
didn't do it either. I had to do it myself.
And I see. So you did short rest. Yeah, it says you have them all. Maybe try it again. It's a druid, a hit
Confirm,
die.
right.
Just check off the boxes of how many hit die you want to use.
Short rest taken, and I still have 11 of 47.
Did you checked off however many boxes of hit die
Yeah.
you want to use?
Yeah.
How many do you want to use? I'll try it on my side.
5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
11 of 47. I could use every HP I can get.
Did you click the like if you
remember
click the
this.
box and then it says like 1d10 plus whatever? Did you click that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I did it too. It has automatically apply healing with dice result. I guess just I think it showed me the roll there briefly. I'm just gonna uncheck this, and I guess just add it manually. Yikes!
All right, so
Sorry
it's
about that.
5d8 plus 5, right?
Yeah, let me double check for you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had my
It
cursor.
Oh,
should,
d8 plus 2. All right, 5 times. Okay.
It's so
All right, let me
wild.
add it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, +2. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, 5 plus 10. Do I really need 5 then? I'll take, yeah, screw it.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5d8s total to 25 plus 10. That's 35 healing. Okay. That should get me all the way up.
Excellent. All right. Well, as the dust settles, a couple of stones do fall loose in the mine. You've all taken a nice recuperative. Is there anything you want to discuss with one another as you're resting or tackle, or are you looking to head into the mine?
Just to be clear, I used 4 of my hit dice and did not need to use the healer's kit use. So.
Okay, nice. It sounds like mines. No one has any chatting to do. Right, too much on your minds after that intense battle, wounds being licked, so to speak. You head over to the mines. The entrance to the mines themselves looks almost like a large triangle in a slightly back-sloped cave. As you look in, you see that there's a pretty sharp descent. It's walkable or swimmable. I mean, you'd be swimming anyway. But you feel a quick rush of exchange of water at different temperatures as you pull in, almost as though it's pulling you in for a moment and then pushing you back. And the enormity of this cave and the ocean pressure above you and everything just settles in for a moment. And in that moment, I would like to ask you all to make a fresh wisdom save, please. Start with Brazura. Once you're set,
Yeah, you said wisdom save, right?
please.
18.
Oh, nice. Okay, let me go to where the save is right now. Okay, thank you. That is a success. Ash,
Natural 20 for a 22 total.
also a success. Nice. Ignatius.
I rolled a 10, so I'm going to burn my inspiration. 8 for 18.
Okay, that is a success. Whew. Good use. Good use. Char.
22.
Oh, success. Kethri.
18.
Success. And Eris.
Can I argue advantage because she's literally in her element?
Not this one. Sorry, this one's a little.
Well, I used my inspiration and I got an 8. This is the
Okay.
first time I failed one of these.
Mm-hmm. So you as well begin getting that something relatively unfamiliar. You know, we all have fears and everything, but this is like a seeping fear way inside, and it's not overt. You're not like, get me out of here or anything, but it's just like where before you're in your element, you're going down into these mines, you're with your friends. It's now like, oh, okay, well, what's down there? And that was a really tough battle. What kind of challenges? You know, what's gonna hurt? Am I gonna lose things? Am I gonna lose friends? And just some of that small fears start springing up. You're able to manage them as best as you want. That's up to you with role play. But there's a fear within you now, a dread beginning.
She tries to rage it away, but she has no more rages.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, Oz shares, as you begin navigating down here, that most of the caves within the mines are more akin to shafts angled downward and outward and interweaving in many directions, because this comes from gases and other things escaping up and outward rather than your typical caves that are a little more flat and then they have sections that drop. These were all sort of downward shafts. However, as you step inside, you see, and Oz explains, the mining agency has easy to follow stripes of color and maps every so often along the walls to tell you where you are, find where you want to go, and identify the proper stripe to follow to get there. Very efficient at what they do. So sort of like a large hospital or airport that's got little stripes. You know where to go. And so you begin your journey, which is a bit more of a descent in this case. Fine. You're all swimming, of course. You have the option to sort of walk along the bottom if you wish, but it's a little easier to swim. Right. We have Eris up front. Is anyone taking sort of a rear position?
Ash will be towards the back.
Ash and Ignatius?
Mhm.
Char, where would you like to be? Front, middle, or back? Eris is up front, correct?
Probably the middle.
Middle. Okay. Catherine, are you middle with Char?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. For sure.
And Grisera, where would you like to hold a position?
With a bit of the dread in, she's going to be in the middle without kind of realizing she's not at her usual spot, charging forward. So.
Okay. All right. Well, without a perception check, everybody sees. Needing one, rather. As you begin, that's actually that's fun, isn't it? Let's see. Okay. It's pretty easy to navigate through here. It feels safe because it's so. What's the word? It's built up, right? There's a civilization that has built this and mapped it out, and it offers a sense of safety compared to the battle of yesterday, or hours ago for you. Eris, can you make just a basic survival check with super low DC because everything's mapped out nicely. Just want to get a gist for where you're headed. Oz is just showing like the deepest point to the bony depths is what she's shown you so far.
I don't trust any of my dice.
No.
Okay, that's fine. And I do have survival, so that's a 15.
15. Okay, very easy to navigate this. And so you do. You're leading the crew. A little jumpy maybe here and there. Little rubble falls, this and that. And it's not that you're scared, but startles. There's a little bit of that on edge feeling. But after a few hours, you run into an issue. There's been a collapse. And the way forward is, for all intents and purposes, blocked off. A loose little rumble now that you're down this a few hours in. Subsides. The way's blocked. Oz. Well, I think
Got any more explosives?
I wouldn't dare down here, but there is another way, a little off path, but about a half an hour back, and we can take a different turn, and we can get there. Yes, it'll be fine. Begins leading you that way. Backtrack a little, take this other path, and this one, if anyone's checking the maps, is going to be a bit of a ways around. You find another collapse, but this time, instead of blocking the way, the wall itself has opened up. Torn down. Right, ironically, in the rubble lay one of the maps. You are here. This is where to go, as a whole new cave system is open to you in this wall. Just within, you find a small statue of a child, much like the ones holding hands in the ring a couple days out. It's pointing down the cave to your right.
Oz, is that normal?
Oz is just staring at it like, what the fuck? No. I mean, we can probably just carry on down this tunnel, I think. We don't have to do any of that with the creepy child.
Oh, but they're pointing the way.
To what?
Did we have the previous ones we saw? Did we have a sense of lore about them? I seem to recall we did. I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah. Who was it? It was Reckless that was sharing, I believe, that those were there pre-sundering. They were discovered by the first water folk that inhabited, that came here in the Prime. They don't really know the history. It's kind of a fun mystery. Something right up Ignatius's alley, probably. And yeah, that's all they know. Left by someone before the sundering.
Ash is gonna go up and touch it.
You touch it.
I didn't say to do that.
It has, as much of the walls here in this underwater area has a bit of a slickness to it. You know, you're touching through water, but it's a bit of a slickness. It's been preserved really well, and it just stands there, so watching and leading the way to something.
Like eye to eye to it on its level.
Yeah.
Weird.
Just
Okay.
curiosity. We're take a close look at the statue and the base, just to see any footprints, any signs that someone's come down here and, as often mischievous persons do, move a statue.
Gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and make either an investigation or survival. Survival check will have a lower DC, what it's worth, but if investigation's your bag.
Not my,
Oh yeah.
not my survival.
Nice.
19.
Yeah, this no signs of any of that. In fact, this seems
So it looks
relatively
like this is
undisturbed.
in its original position.
Are you checking to see if it was walking
Any movement at all,
from the
Yeah.
statue?
either from the statue or someone doing something from the statue, doing something to the statue, and I don't
We've
see.
seen Walking Stone Cursed. I don't think walking statues is that far out of
Oh no,
our
no, no! I agree.
wheelhouse.
I just want to make sure.
Still
to do-
creepy.
And apparently, this is the way it's been. This hasn't been, dare I say, touched.
There.
Dare, I dare. My curiosity's piqued. Plus, this is. I'm gonna have to commit this to memory. I have no way of writing this down, so.
Oz actually returns from around the corner, heading down the normal tunnel, with the bad news that the collapse has continued down there. Second, and only other way that she knows of to get down further into the mines, into the bony depths, is killed. I mean, I really don't want to go in there, but looks like it's heading in the right direction.
Looks like we're following the creepy statue.
Yay! I'm
And Eris will start kind of like slowly swimming forward.
gonna pat the child's head on the way. The statue.
Nice.
Pat it on the head.
Thank you. She's just thanking all right. Hopefully, my brother went down this way. So you continue to swim. All right. So same swimming order, I imagine. Eris, go ahead and make a survival check, a fresh one, this time with advantage, as Oz is gonna try and help you. Mhm.
19. It did help.
Good, nice, nice. Okay, so you're heading in that general direction. You feel confident. Oz is sharing too. This is sort of like a sponge cave where a lot of these caves interconnect at some point or another further below, and will likely either be able to get back on course or just continue and find a unique route this way. The water.
Just-
Oh, yeah.
Just want to remind the party quickly. I have key mind, so knowing which way is north, if there's like a skill challenge coming up for figuring out where the heck we're going,
Okay.
reservists kind of keeping it in the back of their mind.
Love that. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Well, you spent another few hours, maybe 3 hours or so, swimming downward and onward.
Oh. Dan.
Yeah.
Asha's going to try to take out. I mean, she's kept Cassiopeia, her broom, kind of like tucked into her like pack.
Yeah.
She's going to try to take it out and see if it works underwater.
Okay.
Because Ash is tired of this swimming.
Fair enough. All right.
Come on, Cassiopeia. Come on. You got this.
Let's see. No, I'm gonna look that up. That's a great question.
It's just she's just over there kind of like shaking the come on. You got this. You got it. You can do it. Please, Cassiopeia.
So I'm going to say here, what's your movement on that? 50 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That you can use it. It's gonna go. I won't say a full. Oops. I won't say a full half speed, but we'll say your regular speed. It'll go 30 feet, but you no longer have to do the swimming.
Thank you so much. And Ash is going to get on the broom and just kind of float along with everyone.
Okay. It's very like.
Oh my god.
Have the as we're doing this, we haven't encountered any divergence in this shaft, right? It's been a straight shaft.
Interestingly, you have, however, along the way, let me say that it starts now. That way you have a choice in it. There are statues. You've been traveling maybe half an hour, not a few. At every diversion, there is one of those little statues pointing towards one of the caves that are your options to move ahead. Every time it splits, there's always one of those little children pointing the way.
Can I look at each of the statues as we pass them?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for any sort of even like the smallest tiny symbolism.
Ah, okay.
Specifically, she's looking to see if there's a symbol of nickel.
Oh, gotcha. You don't find any symbolism on there. I think the interesting thing you might notice is that they are all unique and their faces are all different. Their bodies are just a little bit different, as though each a unique child statue.
That's not creepy at all.
Do you choose to continue following the caves that have that are pointing, in which they're pointing? It does for Razura. You are pinging that it is generally keeping you on course with bony depths.
Ignatius would suggest that because lacking any other signs or symbols, we have this is easiest way to backtrack.
Well, trust the creepy children statues. Here we go.
Yeah. And as Ignatius passes a statue, he'll go about 10 feet and quick whip around. See if the statue. No change.
Nice. No change. Thankfully. Yeah.
Just a little statue paranoia.
For real, yeah. I love it. Okay, so that was about half an hour in. You keep finding these and continuing on. About 2.5, 3 hours in. Let's 2.5, 3 hours in. You're all shaken a bit, startled by a voice in your head. In your heads that says, "Greetings, mortals. You've approached the edge of my domain. Entering here, you gamble with your lives. Will you leave with tucked tail, or dare you enter to pursue your own demise?" And pauses.
Who the heck are you?
Likely the one you were seeking. I'm a newborn. The scent on you of the one
Well
I
spoken.
was.
Well spoken for someone brand new.
I seem to have been gifted great power, intelligence, knowledge.
Would you like to chat?
There's no response to.
I'll
It was so
Ignatius
southern.
going to.
It was very southern, yes.
Yeah, that one.
I'm sorry.
Like, are you here? Ooh,
We'll have to
almost
take a
sounded
chat.
like me.
Hello, darling. Ignatius is going to give a quick glance to the others, and more importantly, Shard, Ketri, and then side eye Oslin is like, "Do we talk in front of her?"
Oz has that look on her face like she's hearing this too. Just so you're aware.
Ignatius sort of mumbles to himself under his breath. Well, let's go with a non-aggressive.
This isn't helping Oz find their brother.
Not so
Oz
far.
looks at you in relief.
Ignatius will say out to the voice, "We mean no harm, and you are correct. May we proceed?"
You mortals are so very interesting. Proceed or don't. The choice is yours. But know that you seek out Bazik, the Terror.
That's not who we're expecting, right?
I don't think you have a name for the dragon that you believe is down here. But so some of the things it said are in line. You know, it's new, but it has all this knowledge, and I think that Lennox or maybe Asgrath themselves was saying that they'll have some of that, but they're not gonna be like, yeah, let me get back and be a part of it until you pull that shard out. So it does sort of match up. So it could in fact be the dragon. And it does have a bit of a dragony name.
Oh, go ahead, Ketri. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I was just gonna say because Catherine has been learning Draconic, and I'm assuming it's been very like, please, thank you, hi, what's your name? Like, very common Draconic. So she will just in Draconic say, thank you, just to try it out.
Okay. Let's see. You
Then look at Char
all.
like, did
If
I say
you
that
if
right?
you fail a roll and tell Bazik to F off, like you're out of the party. That's it.
Okay.
I.
Well, Shar hasn't gotten to cuss words yet, so it shouldn't be in her vocabulary.
She's been studying
You never
on the
know.
side.
Like you change one sound or one emphasis, and
A
It's
fork becomes
fair.
yeah.
Fair.
That's awesome. Well, you hear, and only Shar and Kethri understand, as this is spoken in Draconic, likely confirming that. In Draconic, Shar and Kethri understand if you manage to make your way to my lair, know that I will not leave quietly.
Replying in Draconic. I'd hardly expect you to.
Back in common, you receive one more message. Be warned that the magics which drew me to this place hold their own will, wishing only to expel anything and everything from here which breathes life. If not for my strength, it would have done so to me already. Let's see how you fare.
Does Eris know any, like, fish stories about something like that? Like, something in the deep that, wants to destroy all life sort of thing? Has she heard any myths, tales, being a local to the area, having been to the city before?
I think so. Non-specific to the city, probably things like Kraken and scary things like that of the ocean. Specific to the city, you've heard of spooky things. In fact, you've all even been heard some tales while in the city of some spooky things that happen in the mines and the bony depths. The rocks that crumble while miners are in there, revealing like formations that look like humanoid faces and people talking. I think it was mostly Grisura that found that stuff. Talking just to a fellow miner, only to turn and see that there's nobody there. They felt a presence. They were sure they were talking to someone. No, it's just spooky, haunted kind of spooky stuff, specifically from the lower mines, the bony depths.
Cool. We're going into a haunted house.
Oz, I think we need to go our separate ways now.
I'm so sorry. What did you say to us? My thing got super quiet for some reason.
We need to go our separate ways now.
Oz looks so concerned. But what?
You need to find your brother.
Just give me the day, please. If by time for rest, time for camp, we haven't come across him, then I understand. But he should be somewhere around this level, unless he went really far in. Please, just till the end of day.
I think that's
There's no
fair.
harm in allowing her to stay. It's her own life to gamble. Hold no responsibility.
It could be ours if
I won't get in your way, and I'll flee. I'll flee if anything too dangerous happens. He's got to be close, please.
What was the name of the voice again? Bazak?
Bazik the Terror.
Bazik?
Mhm.
Eris is gonna turn, hey, Bazik, we're looking for a guy. Surely someone as all powerful and all knowing can find one person in their lair.
That response.
Yeah, it was worth a shot.
Did you just ask a dragon to find a missing person?
Hey, they, I don't know. They knew we were here. They might know if somebody else was somewhere else.
Okay.
I have
Was
no
it?
doubt they know. They just have no motive to tell us.
Fair.
We also have no motive to tolerate people who are not us, I suppose.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, it's been made clear that they have no reason to tolerate us. Maybe we have a reason to think they will tolerate us, but maybe not Oz.
I was still looking worried and expectant.
Again, we bear no responsibility for Oz's life. They want to be down here to find their brother. They can stay until.
That's great. If you can convince Bazek that us bringing Oz doesn't forfeit our own safety, then
Why
I'll
would
live
that
with that.
Bazak never promised us any safety. They said we can risk our lives going in or we can turn tail and run. So, it's dangerous no matter which way you go.
I'm just trying to minimize the danger.
I appreciate that, Grisora. Truly, I just I've got to be close. Just a few more hours. That's all. Please. 3 more hours. If we don't find him, and then I'll backtrack and I'll search back where he was last working.
I think that's fair. Till the end of the night, you can
Alright.
spend the night, and then the morning, or whenever we wake up. I don't think you can tell down here when it's actually morning, but
I know. I think pretty sure I know what time it is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
okay. Well, then when Grisura says that it's time to wake up, then we'll go our separate ways then, just in case.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ignatius, what do you think? Ignatius.
Oh.
Basic, how far can we go before going too far?
No response?
I feel like Bazek said any further.
I was afraid, yeah.
I think Bazik's talking to us anymore.
Well, it's been decided. Hours, and then no later than the morning, and I'll be out of your hair. He's got to be close.
That seems majority rules.
Keep a careful eye. Okay.
Dan, have there been any, fish populations, any sort of life down here?
Yeah, there's
That-
the. Sorry, go ahead.
Just anything that would be any sort of life that would be normal.
Gotcha. There's maybe more on the side of plant life, but even a lot of that seems to be dead because the waters are so cold currently here. That it's really limited. There's some, the hardy stuff that can handle the depths and the cold, but a lot of it's not here or dead. And so you carry on further down these planted shafts of fine water continue for another hour before you find yourself in a cave with a dome of trapped air. It's an air pocket. You're here. And in order to continue on, you have to basically walk up into it, traverse it for a bit. As you break the water, you see further on the other side more water to go back down. A lot of pressure in here as this air has just been trapped probably for a long time. And in fact, the air is a bit stale, difficult to breathe. Can I have a perception check, please, from everyone? Fresh perception, and we'll start with Grisora.
4.
Oh, okay. Ash?
21 total.
21. Okay, Ignatius?
25.
Okay, Shar?
16.
Okie doke. Catherine?
9.
Ooh, and Eris.
17.
Okay. Shar, Eris, Ash, and Ignatius. At first you're not sure if it's a ringing in your ears from the pressure and coming from water into air, but there's a hum that you're hearing, and the more you tune in as you're traversing this area, you can tell it's a humming in the walls. Feels not like a creature or anything with like movement per se, but just a humming here and there through the walls.
Is it like a melody or is it like a single note?
More like a house in a storm, where wind can blow really strong and just sort of makes like a humming sound.
Just want to put their ear up to the wall.
Okay.
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Ignatius is going to put his hand against the wall, see if he feels any vibrations.
Char starts gearing up to punch it.
That's nice.
What are we doing?
Ash, you do hear that hum. A little better as you put your ear up. Ignatius, there is ever so slight vibration, which also feels sort of like a fast wind buffeting. And Shar, you're punching.
If no one stops her, yeah. There's a good, wind up period.
I think Eris will probably stop her.
Okay.
Protector of the deep and all that. Like, don't break the coral. It's already gone through enough.
What are we doing? I'm really confused.
He's humming in the walls.
There's humming.
She'll listen up against the. She'll mimic Ash.
Nice. You hear the same.
Oh, it's singing to us. That's so sweet. Do. I'm not bothered.
Do you think it's a language?
It's like
I feel like
A
it
song.
lacks the base components of a language.
it's like a song. Don't know what kind of song, but it's like a song. Is every rock and tree and creature
Has a life, has a spirit, has a name, and copyright struck.
Grisura casts
This
comprehend
seems-
languages.
Okay, you cast
Oh,
that.
for the rock. Okay.
It does not register as a language. Confirmed, not a language.
Grisura will pass that on to Catherine.
Yes.
And Shar, since Shar was right. But
I see.
Well, I wasn't saying like if you were singing a song with words, but like a waterfall has a song, or the wind going through the trees, or a boat spludging through. I don't know, but It's that kind of a song.
You are getting a super quizzical blank stare from Brazura.
I will show you everything when we get out of this ocean.
Right. Any other investigation?
Ignatius is going to just say, I guess we stopped, obviously. Virtually cast detect magic. He's just looking for differences from what he sensed before.
There's nothing locally. Whatever is happening in the ball seems to not be magical.
Not be magical. Okay, so
But you do feel that sense of, like an almost awestruck by the level of magic, below, and even back with the Great Current or whatever it's called.
yeah, it was more looking to make sure that whatever was causing this humming sound was not emanating the same magic that he saw when we were looked at the afflicted people.
Okay, yeah, no. I think the only thing. Gosh, okay, so there is. That kind of only pings on the people.
Okay.
So you don't really sense any of that here.
Does he sense any of it on us? Any of us?
Well, that's a good point. There's a bunch of you that have that. Yeah, so you sense it on those that have been struck with, which is what? We've got Eris, Shar, Ash, maybe? Who got it last time?
Would I still have it after dying?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Shar, Ash, Kethri? Oh, it was Grisura. Okay. So you sense it on the 4 of them. Ash, Grisura, Shar, and Eris.
Just make note of that.
For the first time, you're like, wait, what? Yeah.
Wait,
Surprise!
Ash,
4 of you
Shar,
have it, yeah.
Eris, and Grisura.
Yeah, it was Ash, Grisura,
us,
Shar,
okay.
and Eris.
I don't know if lesser restoration spells will do that. Okay. Well, it's not magical, the humming.
So, 2 things. One, the air is in fact really stale here, and it's the usable oxygen out of it is starting to run a bit low. Oz is going to say, I don't know about all of you, but it's getting a bit hard to breathe. I don't know what could be making this pulls a couple of tools out of her vest. This noise, but I'm just gonna take a little peek, perhaps. Why don't you all head over to the next area where we're going down, just in case it's an unpleasant discovery. It has like a sort of a long metal needles, kind of thick on one side, gets a little thinner down to a point, and a little bit of a hammer. Goes through the stone to check.
Eris goes under the water, forward under the water. Don't need to tell me twice, my gills are drying out.
Ignatius is just going to ask, how long should this take?
Just the strike of a hammer, and we'll see what is inside or what comes out. You're welcome to stay. I just thought we was ready to go if it's something unpleasant. The better.
It wouldn't happen to be a forge. Like, I know this isn't mine, but like... Never mind. We'll see what you say.
If I don't see you in a minute, I'll be back.
Very well. All right.
We'll go underwater with the rest. Whoever else is going underwater.
Okay. Is anybody... I'm assuming everyone's going to go underwater. Is anybody staying up here or staying above water?
Ash is going to stay above water.
Okay, it's just sort of
She'll take a few steps. She'll take a few steps back, but she's going to stay in the vicinity of Oz.
Okay, so you're up on the stone with Oz. Okay.
Yes.
Anyone else? No.
Yes.
No, Catherine?
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna stay too.
I don't know why, but yes.
Yeah. All right, so Grisura, Shar, Eris, and Ignatius head under the water. You can breathe again down in here, fresh air from the water. Thank goodness. Ash and Catherine remain as ting 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 ting. Poof, the needle just goes from resistance to nut as it drives way in. Right, the moment of truth then. Pulls that needle out, and you hear something escaping, and very quickly it begins to smell like sulfur, as some sort of gas that's been humming through the walls, through a vein in the walls, is making its way out of that vein into this airspace. Oh, well, that's pungent. I don't know what that is, but that's rather. Ooh, makes it a bit difficult, more difficult to breathe. Perhaps we should, and the pressure of it blows out some more of the stone, and a lot of this sulfur-smelling gas empties out of the vein and fills the chamber. Let's make our way, yes? To Ash and Catherine.
I think Ash would probably, just out of curiosity, like duck in just to look up to where she was like knocking into. Do I see anything?
Yeah, make a quick investigation check. Because the pressure of that gas blew that hole out, there's plenty of room for your head to go in now.
15.
15. You check both directions. It seems like it wasn't it's a space, the length of which runs just a bit past this wall. Maybe 30 feet of a space, maybe only this wide. But this gas was trapped and cycling and humming through there. Likely there's some more on the other side, as the other wall was humming as well, and remains humming. But it's empty. The gas has all found its way into the chamber.
Ash will follow Oz's direction then.
Okay. All right. You all begin heading over to the water. Make a quick con save, Kethri and Ash, for me, as this you're starting to feel lightheaded from this.
Sure.
Ash, what'd you get?
A 23 total.
Ooh, nice, Kethri.
14.
Oh yes, that's plenty. Yep, all three of you
Okay.
kind of stagger and make your way over, and fall. Go under the water. Oh, you can get that fresh oxygen from the water, and Oz will share with everyone. It was some sort of sulfuric gas. It smelled terrible. It had hard to breathe. It was trapped in the walls. Ooh.
You came across like anything like that before?
There honestly isn't much air down here. Trapped air. Long since. Decades and decades, almost a century, since these mines were worked out.
We just breathed in. Oh, I cannot get my accent right this evening. So we just breathed in century-old air.
That's why it was so stale, yes. I've been trapped there for quite some time, I imagine.
Okay. Sure, it's fine.
Yeah, we'll just have to remember that on the way back.
Let's see. Anyone that's let me think of where everybody's from here. Ignatius.
Yes.
And Grisura. I feel like given a couple of the places Grisura's been. Make a quick history check if you want. Upon hearing that.
18.
Ooh, nice. Grisura?
21.
Whoa, the both of you have absolutely experienced natural gas like this, or sulfuric, fumes that are combustible. I know it's actually added to gas because it's odorless and stuff, but here it's mixed with sulfur naturally. And you both you probably look around at the group and then see one another looking like, thank goodness there wasn't an open flame or a spark. But you two are aware that that is highly combustible, so do whatever you want with that info.
It's a good thing our one fire guy is underwater.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you'll see Ignatius's eyes go really wide. And then, nobody light a match in that stuff. You smell that? Make sure there's no flames. Boom.
Eris looks pointedly at Ignatius.
It's funny because I sent Frank a message earlier like, hey, do you want your hair to be fire or do you want it to just look like fire? Just asking. But he landed on just look like fire, so it paid off. There you go. Yay.
In other words, Frank chose wisely.
Mm-hmm.
We'd all be dead right now.
Right?
Frank
What
knew
is
there
it?
was a reason Dan was asking.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I just, I was curious
knew
as to why he was.
subconsciously?
Yeah. What the fuck is he asking for?
What is this? Yeah, that's awesome.
Boom.
Right, and so you find yourselves back underwater, thankfully, and you continue this journey. Let's see, with your perception checks, let's see, we had 2 that were over 20, right? Ignatius and Ash?
Yes.
Yes.
As you are continuing through these journeys, following the signs, the 2 of you hear some muffled voices off in a different direction. One of the caves is dark. Everything's dark here. Really, the only light is Ethri's, walking person, a ball of light. You hear in the darkness, cave off to the side, some muffled voices.
Ignatius put his hand up, like, do you perceive that? And point in that direction. And
I did too.
considering that Bassick announces himself or himself, this is probably something else. It might be, he'll glance at Oslin without mentioning it to Oslin.
Is it like actually speaking, like you can hear it through the water, or is it the mental speak?
Let's see. It's it's so tricky with this fantasy stuff, right? So in normal circumstance, you wouldn't hear a thing, right? Because it's not going to drop into water. I think I'm just going to say that there's something about the conductivity of sound in the water here where it works in general. So you hear it not mentally, but audibly down here in this area near Selfie. Very specific area you can hear in the water.
What language is it in?
You don't hear words, you just hear like the muttering.
It's too far away, probably.
It's like almost too low volume. You're not. It's a little far away, but just mumbling.
Should we check it out?
Yes, I think we should. I don't think Bassick mumbles.
For those of you beginnings of the dread, it's a frightful prospect. You might do it and all, but that fear hits you. What's here could be dead. Who wants to go over to that cave and take a peek-see?
Eris will like kind of hesitate, and then she'll like bite her tongue to like slap herself out of it, and then she'll start slowly swimming forward, and then pause, be like, wait, before we go any further. Some of us have to use the bathroom.
Oh.
Nice. Okay, yeah. We'll check that out in just a minute. There's a little fish's room over here, and all right. Well, we will take our bio break then. Yeah, for anyone
I
who
thought for sure that the fear hits you, and suddenly you have to pee was coming. But
nice.
that's why I looked weird.
Awesome. All right, anyone doesn't know, we take a 10-minute break. We'll catch you in 10, or audio will be hot. Chat with us if you like. See you in 10. Here we go. Boop.
Whee!
Oh, indeed. Exciting.
All right, be right back.
Yeah. Y'all soon. Loving the role play. Alright, what do I. Nice Frozen Night. Didn't even need to pay for the accent. Yeah,
Oh
bless
man, I don't know
your soul, Isaac.
what's going on this evening. I cannot. I've been trying to watch like Irish accent videos and
Yeah.
like small laws.
Oh. Awesome. Down with the slickness. Nice. Catching up on chat. Ooh, hope you're having fun with Outlaws. Doot, 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 doot. Was a lily walking by all cool. All right. Okay, AirPods down, and I shall be right back. Oh no! That is so fun. Wasn't prepared for it, balls. All right. I wonder if that's anybody. I know. But I would do it.
I think that's
Oh. Only 232 is perfect. Yeah. They probably know you bring one in and like, find out. Yeah. Will it fit in your locker there? Like you can keep it there and fill it up? Do the same thing. I didn't feel it's really sealed. I don't know. Seems sealed. Like solid. Um, right. Actually,
Oh, sorry. Yummy.
Cut it out.
Cut
I put the
it
things
out.
in, sealed it up, just so it would be all sealed. But I forgot this is the box that I opened on both sides. So the back, the doors opened up in the top box. And the package filled out of that. Like, it's just enough room to fit. So, all right, I fixed it. Mm-hmm.
Dee, 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 dee.
You think so?
Trackers. No, it's fine.
Take her, take a thing. Take her around the hood. The blam blam blam. Hey. Alrighty. Let's underway back. We'll get underway. Vibrations, nice. Alright, bringing us back. Back. Well. Ah, yes. Mumblings and rumblings. And so, as Eris goes to check, you see Eris get locked up. Don't see Eris in fear too often, but seems to be willing herself, pushing herself to move forward, but just can't. So who would like to take a look in that cave?
Seeing as Ignatius endorsed the idea, he will go forward.
Right. Do you want to try and be stealthy? Do you want to try and be perceptive? What would you like to do as you take a look around?
As careful and semi-stealthy as you can be swimming underwater.
yeah, nice. Go make a stealth check for me if you would. We'll just let it be a straightforward. Oh, thank you, Tina Lance.
12.
12, okay. Okay. You quietly, as you can, navigate around this space. Catherine, are you putting that light in here at all? Behind Ignatius, ahead of, or anything like that? You see Ignatius trying to be stealthy. Are you trying to not put the light in there at all?
Yeah, I guess she would keep it back just in case.
Okay. So it's you make your way around the corner, and then the very dim light that's making its way in here from the light that's a good distance away. See a couple of huddled humanoid forms. See a number of empty packages, like food wrapping packages, a couple of backpacks, and empty containers. Those moving about on the ground before them. They don't seem to have quite picked up on you yet. Take a closer look if you want.
Are they underwater, or is there a pocket?
No, this is all underwater. The humanoid around your size.
Well, seeing two humanoids, Ignatius would double back and get Oslin.
Okay. Yes. Oh.
And bring her, make sure that Ignatius's idea is to make sure that, just in case it is the brother, but they're a little spooked, the first thing the brother it might help us if the first thing the brother sees is Oslin.
Of course. Can we decide if we bring the lights?
Sure.
Points to the okay. You send that in with them, Catherine? Yep. All right. You walk them in, and you are walking with Ignatius, you're walking with Oz.
Mm-hmm.
You see Oz pause in panic as the two forms come into light, and then run over, calling your brother's name, and taking him, holding him, holding the other person that's there. It's going to be all right. We know the way back. It's going to be all right. Turns and grabs your hand, Ignatius. Thank you. Thank you. Goes back to trying to collect them up. Is there anyone that they look hurt? Is there anyone that can heal at all? And sort of gets the two of them up on her shoulders and starts walking them into the main cave with everybody.
Ash will offer. Well, I mean, can she use the healing kit, Dan? If she doesn't.
If you are not proficient in it yet, then I don't think you can.
Okay. Well, I have a healing kit, but I don't really know how anyone else wants to use it that knows how to.
What would tell me whether or not I can use a healing kit?
I'll probably have Eris jump in, but if you want to, I don't want to step in that role play. It would be under proficiencies, and there's like tools and kits. Be under that. But if
Yeah,
not,
I don't have. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just a.
Okay.
I'm not proficient per se in medicine.
Gotcha. Okay.
Survival, yes, but not medicine.
Oh, all right. Well, Eris at that point kind of shake free. I can do this. It's all right. Just let me see them. Rest them carefully, and gets them. And I will just subtract this if Eris doesn't want to use her kits and stuff. And we'll just say it's like rudimentary medicine stuff otherwise.
Yeah. Ash is offering their kit for them to use.
Oh, okay. All right. I think you have
These.
4 uses, so it'll just use 2. You have
5.
2 uses. Okay. 3 uses left.
Okay.
If you can mark it in your thing, mark it in your thing.
Yes.
Nice.
I made a note.
Thank you. All right. Oz, taking a few sighs of relief, walks over to you, Grisera, and just holds out her hands to you as though to clasp yours, but just offering hers up, not gonna grab you. Thank you. I know it was a difficult choice to make, but I don't think I would have found it if I wasn't with you all. Much more dangerous. Thank you so much.
I won't breathe easy until you're back in town safely, all of you.
As soon as we are, I'll find a wizard to send you. Can a wizard send a message if they haven't seen you? I'll find a way to get a message to you if I can. Otherwise, when you return, we'll be in a shop. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to take them with me then, and kind of gets them up on her shoulders and starts swimming, following the children statues pointing out at you. So Oz leaves the party with the 2 people in tow. You've managed to guide her safely to this point and save her brother. So nice win. It leaves the rest. Good.
Look of relief on Ignatius's face because just looks to the others. Did not want them to know anything more than about what we're doing. Oh Lord.
All right.
Ash is going to put up dancing lights and take a look in that room a little bit better that they were held in to see if there's anything of interest.
You take a closer look. It seems to just be this. They were using the safety of this little dead end here. It's mostly just garbage and wrappers from everything they've been, eating and scavenging out of their packs. They have left their packs here, but they're empty.
Yeah. Okay.
But there are 2 packs. Well, the child points forward into the other cave. You've got probably a couple more hours, 2 or 3 more hours of daytime. You all forging ahead?
Hold on for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, let's. Yeah, as long as we don't encounter anything. Yeah, just when we get to a point. Yeah, I want to do something.
Good.
So I'm just writing something down.
Nice. Well, you forge on ahead. Eris reluctantly picking up lead. Everyone, I imagine, taking the same formation and party, but if anyone wants to change, let me know. You walk another 45 minutes before you reach another sort of interesting point of interest here, rather. The caves that have been forking sometimes lead into just these one cave that you're traveling in for a bit before it splits in a couple back to one cave. And this particular cave opens up into a little bit of an open space, underwater, of course. And the way ahead, child pointing, even though it's just the one cave ahead of you, just has a sheen to it. It's hard to see without dancing lights in that cave, but even from here, you're picking up a lot of shine that you haven't yet in the caves. But there's no light in it yet because it's ahead of you. So let me know if you want to walk in and take a look. If you want to send the lights ahead.
Ash will send dancing lights ahead.
Yeah.
All right,
Catherine
Ash.
will too.
Okay, Ash and Kethri, you send your dancing lights into this cave, and you find the shining is coming from this cave because this cave is almost perfectly cylindrical. It doesn't have a flat bottom; it's just a cylinder of highly polished obsidian. Clearly not a natural structure. On either side of the entrance to this section, a pair of those child statues stand facing one another, seemingly staring watchfully at one another and all those who pass through. Hey, Sam. Welcome back. You just arrived at a cave. Found it shiny. Ash, Kethri put their dancing lights through and found the cave to be a perfect cylinder of polished, highly polished obsidian, reflective. And on either side of the entrance to the section, there's a pair of the child statues standing facing one another, seemingly staring watchfully at one another and all those who pass through. But this is the way ahead. Like you do. Make your way through.
Yep, I don't see.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Oh. As you're swimming through, you can really take in and appreciate how highly polished this is. It's so smooth, so perfectly polished that you see your reflection.
She's going to run their hands across it.
Beautifully smooth. Even on, even with the water applying to the texture, it's just eerily smooth.
No scar.
About 30 feet of cave, that's all. It seems to open up into another little section. I ask everyone to make a perception check as you swim through. Start with Eris this time.
15.
You. Catherine?
9.
Oh.
Shar?
25.
25 for Ignatius?
Yeah.
Nice. And awesome. Shar, did you say yours? Char? Lil?
Sorry.
What's yours? Perception check?
Nine.
Okay. Ash?
19 total.
Okay. And Razura?
Using 1 inspiration, 15.
Okay. 15 is the DC, so everyone with a 15 or higher notices that as you swim through, well, 2 things. This is the first you notice. Your reflections are reacting slightly after you act, instead of in perfect unison. You swim, and then half a second later, everything you're doing is lagging by half a second. Shadows.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this gonna be sorry, I'm choking on my spit. Mirror-like?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's highly reflective, so much that you can see your reflection, and that's what
I
you're
think.
spotting.
Oh God. Okay, so I think Kethri would freak out for a sec and try to swim near whoever's closest and like try to hide somehow. I don't know, because I don't think, since they're in wetsuits, she doesn't really have a way to cover her face fully.
Okay.
So whoever's closest, that she can kind of like try to be small and hide.
I think it would be probably Shar or Grazura, because the 2 of them are sort of in the middle with you, I believe.
Okay. I'll probably swim between the 2 of them and maybe yeah, probably in the middle, and then just like like just do this and do this.
All right. Try and cover up. Is there anything that Shar or Gazura would like to do in response to that? To help out or otherwise? Not that you have to. Good job.
Not sufficiently self-aware to understand what's happening.
Okay. Shar?
I think she'd pull out like some extra clothes and try and cover her face or something, find something to cover her.
Okay. You get bundled up in some of Shar's extra clothes, Katri, as you're swimming through roughly, probably coming down to a walk, so that you can remain covered up. Alright, did anybody get a 19 on that perception check or higher? Ash? Ignatius? Did you, Eris, or no? No. Oh, that's right, a 15, I think.
I got a 15.
You're swimming through, you're all kind of taking this in, but also paying attention where you go. Both of you, from the corner of your eye, at a time or 2 swimming through here, see that sometimes the reflections are doing something different altogether. And as you pull it from the corner of your eye to your attention, they quickly snap back to the regular behavior of doing what you all are doing, and a half a second behind. But you know they were doing something else for a minute there, a completely different behavior.
Ash will kind of look around at everyone else and probably catch Ignatius, see that Ignatius is kind of looking at the same thing. And then kind of swim over to Ignatius if they're not already close to them. And did you see that?
Yes. Not sure.
Ash is. Oh, sorry. No,
What
go
to
ahead.
make of it.
Ash is going to like just start doing weird, doing weird movements. Just to see if like there's any kind of delay, or if it goes off and does something differently. So just gonna just make, you know how like you're testing a reflection in a mirror, like
Mhm.
well, not that you do that, but like that you've seen in like
Yeah.
media when people have like reflections and do something
Sure.
different.
It continues to have that roughly half a second lag behind you. Kind of follows up behind.
You see that, Ignatius?
Yes, there's a delay, and it can be off at times. It's mimicking us.
Guys, the wall's acting weird.
It's not a true reflection.
Jai, you should punch the wall.
Eris. Goodness.
In Infernal, Shar will turn to Catherine. Is it mother?
Kethri is probably, I'm imagining, like, even though we're under, because we're still swimming along while we're seeing this. Okay. So she's shaking and will say back, I'm too scared to look. I don't want to look. I want to leave. And then almost, but not quite, feels like she's about to have a panic attack. There we go. There we go. That's what I want. Your water.
Okay. Anything else for?
I think we just get out of here.
Yeah, I think that's best.
You finish your silly, thing, Ash. You turn, of course, to go continue, and your reflection stays in place. It just kind of squints its eyes at you and turns its head. And as you catch it, you look back, and it's back to half a second behind you. And you all make your way out of this polished cylinder into back in the regular cave. Child pointing to the cave to continue in. There are a few options in this next area. Okay.
Kethri will ask Shar, though, in Infernal, because she can't see anything. She's kind of relying on Shar to, lead her out of this place. And so she will ask, are we out yet? Are we out yet? Are we out yet? Are we out?
Once they're out, Char will take the extra clothes off of her.
She'll flinch. She doesn't know. Dave.
It's okay.
Okay, she trusts Char, so she'll brave a look. See that they're okay now, and still be in between Grisura and Char.
Nice. The sense of relief, of course, washes over you. Bats far away, heading down the next cave. Your sister, Grisura, we have the hide between them. You all continue on. Another hour or so. You got a few, 2.5, whatever left in the day. 2.5. You still underwater find yourselves in instead of more of a cylindrical type cave, because these vary from narrow slits to wide open spaces to shallow ones and such. You find yourself in a rather shallow area that you're swimming through, like something just carved a slash, horizontal slash in the cave here. It's all natural, the way that it's formed, and it's heading downward a bit. But you're swimming through, being careful not to scrape yourselves on the formations. So not very tall, but very wide space that begins to open up in height. You see that the space is now maybe 80 feet in width, and the floor of the space that currently slowly slopes downward toward the center begins really making an abrupt drop off. And you feel the torrent, like the what do you call it? The current in the water picking up. And as you realize this, you find yourself sort of backpedaling to stay in place. And you are actually in like a UFO shaped space where the water is cycling around and down into what's essentially like a drain in the bottom where it pitches steeply. Of course, Eris, you have much more control here. None of it's so bad that you're getting sucked in or anything like that. You're treading water. It's just a little work. You gotta actively tread. What would you all like to do now that you're in this room? Down seems to be the only way to go, as far as you can tell, as you make a around the room. But like to investigate more. What would you like to do?
Quickly look. Try to maintain place. You know, tread water, so to speak.
Yeah.
And see if any other exits, anything else in this room that is like anything besides just a stone room.
Then make an investigation check for me if you would, Ignatius. Anyone else looking around? Okay.
10.
Okay. I consider if you want to do anything, Ash, let me know. While you're thinking, I'll address the 10. You kind of ask Kethri and Ash to put those lights out there. You can see a little bit better. You might have to do a little spin around the room to take a look, but it looks like a very natural cave space. It's just that the bottom pitches down like a top, and it's just drawing everything down. You don't spot anything else any other way out. You do spot, if you get, I guess it depends on how close you want to get to the center. Let me know if you want to get close at all. It's not going to suck you down, because you've got the strength to swim against it. It just gets a little more difficult towards the center, but you want to also check that center where it's heading down.
Eris will offer to look. If she sees Ignatius looking around the room, she'll offer to look in the middle.
Right. You have one of the casters send down their lights with you, and you find 4 children pointing down on those child statues, all pointing down that drain. Now, for you, Eris, you know that while you especially can resist the current up here, once you go down that drain, it might be a little tough. So options, there's stones there in case anyone is going to try and use rope and sort of watery rappel down that area, at a controlled speed with rope. Or you can take the more dangerous route and go, just try and avoid obstacles as you're drawn in with the current. Of course, you would have an easier time with that, but...
Eris will go back and tell everybody. There's creepy children pointing down. It might be easier to, if anybody has any rope, to go down that way, as opposed to freeform swimming.
Ignatius will volunteer that he has rope. 50 feet of, rope.
The lights can go pretty far when you separate them, so you see it's maybe about 60, 65 feet before it seems to empty out. It's sort of frothy and bubbly as the current blasts out at the bottom. So you can get most of the way and avoid the jagged bits of deposits in there. with a rope. Be really handy to avoid most of the danger here.
Would the 50 feet of rope be fine, or do we need a second one?
10 or 15 more feet if you wanted, but
Eris has one. She'll tie it to Ignatius's, and
okay.
this might be handy to help us get back afterwards. So she'll... How sturdy do those statues look?
Statues are real sturdy and in good condition.
Is there a statue at the entrance where we came in?
It was pointing this way.
Do we have a third rope?
Have a rope.
I think with the three of us, we can tie it to the statue at the entrance and then drape it down into the middle. So that's 150 feet.
That work, Dan?
Yeah. That'll give you some extra.
Okay.
All right, that's a good idea.
So we're not...
Wrap the rope. Tie it on.
Okay. Eris uses some advanced sailor's knots
Oh, yeah.
to tie this off.
The underwater scout knots.
Nice, yep.
And they said underwater basket weaving wasn't handy.
Nice. Awesome. You get it tied off on that initial statue by the entrance. It goes across 40 feet across and then down. There's 65 feet down there. So you get about 105, and then that leaves you like 45 feet of rope past where it seems to explode out.
It's probably going down more at an angle instead of across and down. Just thinking of like physics. It's probably like down and then down.
Gotcha. Ready? It's all tied off, ready to go.
This is the only way we got.
Okay.
Want me to swim through first? Make sure nothing's waiting to punch us on the other side.
Argue against that.
Okay.
We'll wait till you're coming back.
You jet ahead at your much faster swim speed.
Oh, finally.
Nice. Are you using the rope at all as a safety on your way down, or are you?
Nah, she'll free ball it.
Okay, nice. Make a singular dexterity saving throw with advantage because you have a swim speed.
And I do actually have advantage because of danger sense.
Oh, nice.
It's a 9.
Okay. All right, you take some minor damage. About
That's
5
fine.
points of bludgeoning damage as you think you got, and the current's just faster than you thought. You're swimming down with it, and you try and pause and dodge, but you just didn't have as much time as you thought, and you just crack your shoulder on some stone and continue along, kind of brushing it off.
Just glance back, make sure nobody saw that.
Yeah, they're waiting a bit, yeah. And you actually, well, I'll tell you what you see in a bit. No enemies. You do find safety, but I'll tell you exactly what you see. After I imagine everyone else is heading down after Eris has made it through.
She would think back. We good.
Gotcha. As you attempt to think back, well, you wouldn't know as you think it back, but nobody else cares. As you can, the waters here allow voices within earshot to work. Oz had the connection for the telepathic, and they are gone. But still, you think it like, okay, they know.
I think it, and then if I don't hear a response, she's gonna call up. Does someone still have comprehend languages up?
They won't be able to hear you. You
Even
can't
if she
swim back up.
shouts.
Yeah, because
Well,
you'll see why when I explain what's going on here.
Okay,
Yeah.
she's gonna try to shout up in Aquan.
Yeah.
Because it's the underwater language, so in theory someone can hear it.
That's true.
And hopefully that's theory is Grisera, so she'll call back, it's safe, coming up. But she'll sound more authoritative than that.
Nice, yeah. All right. So the rest of you waiting, don't hear anything, but also it's not like watch out or anything like that. So everyone's heading down, I imagine.
Yes.
Okay. Who is going first? Give me a marching order, if you would, a climbing order.
You know what? Ash will go first.
Okay, nice. You're hanging onto the rope tight. Because you have the rope and all, I'll just ask for a quick athletics check as you're fighting the current, holding onto the rope, but it is keeping you from bashing around this off the walls and stuff.
Sure. What's the inspiration again? A
It's a
D8.
D8.
We're going to use. We're going to use that.
Okie doke.
Because it's not cold. Okay, it's a 10 total.
Okay, that's a success. Excellent.
Woo!
Right,
It was a
thank you,
4
Rebecca.
to begin with.
Oh, that was not a
Got the
success, so that's good.
inspiration.
Yeah. You make your way down safely. Who's after Ash? Oh, Shar. Sorry, I just saw the hand.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, athletics check for Shar.
13.
Okay, you easily make it down as well. Ignatius, you're next.
Ignatius will get a little nervous and cast guidance on himself.
Mm-hmm.
So athletics check.
Yes, please.
I rolled a 2. Guidance, well, ain't gonna help me. Do I burn it? Do I not burn it? No, I won't burn it. I'll take it.
Okay.
A 2.
Oh, 2.
I'll stick with the 2. I'm not gonna
Okay.
burn a luck on that.
Oh, gotcha. Have you used your inspiration for the night? Because you do have.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Oh, look at that. It's just a 1 bludgeoning damage. As your grip slips and you bonk 1 stone on the way down, and then find your way through. That leaves
Ow.
Kethri and Grisura. Yeah. But Kethri?
You would totally go next because she's trying to catch back up to Shar.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, athletics check if you would.
Okay. I'm gonna use my inspo, I
my.
guess.
Don't get out. Yeah.
That sucked.
Oh no.
11.
11's a success. You make your way down, and then just
Neat.
Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, neat. Nice. Yeah. And Grisura to follow up.
22.
Oh, easily make your way down. Beautiful. As you all reach through this funnel, basically, that you're going down, you see the water aerating at one point where you can't see through it as you're climbing down this rope, and you just have to trust. And you release yourself, you find it to be almost a spout where the water is emptying into a space that has air within it. And so you're flushed into the water below, but up along the edge of this new wide open space, stone and air. You're treading above the water now, and you see probably heirs, whoever else has come down here, probably make their way over to this delightful place, as it makes for an amazing spot to rest for the night, as you've been traveling for quite some time.
Oh.
Interestingly, despite the fact that the air should be stale, it's very fresh. You're able to rest if you wish. Had a long day.
I insight check the air.
Nice.
Don't
It's
trust
being
it.
air. Yeah, it's awesome.
You bet your sweet bippy.
Nice. Would you all like to rest for the night, or do you? Okay.
Yes.
Fuck yes.
Please. All right. There's enough room to set up camp. Yes, Ash.
I Ash is going to, if I can find it. Oh, I don't have it. Do
I don't
I?
know.
No, I have dispel magic, not detect magic.
Hmm.
Okay. Never mind.
Okay. You think you're kind of lost in thought for a minute, and
Yeah.
then you kind of go back
Yeah.
to setting up.
It's all right, Cassie. We'll think of it later.
Plenty rooms for everyone's bedrolls. What would y'all like to do? Any commiserating after a long day of madness? As you set up for camp? Or set up for dinner?
Wherever Shar is going to be setting up, Catherine's definitely going to be like scooting closer and closer and closer until she's like right up against Shar and just kind of like, just staring, whatever the fire is.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to feel grounded.
Hmm.
Jar just drops her head onto Catherine.
Watching the little campfire here is some tasty stew and food cooks you brought with you.
Yeah, before we officially rest,
Mm-hmm.
Ignatius will ask Shar for the gold coin he gave her from before. From Aki.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Aki, I think. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
I'll hand it over.
feels like we're getting close. Might as well see if we can get some advice. And he'll use the coin to cast sending to a key. Mines near Selphine may be our target. Calls themselves Basic the Terror. Any advice? What to do or say to persuade this being to let us help?
You get a response. Pretty timely response. Let's see. Good work.
Does that say again?
What's
I
that?
didn't hear your first two words.
Oh, sorry. Good work. Be cautious. May prove difficult to persuade. At least while the shard is embedded. Removing it should restore an open mind. That's what she can say. That's a word she has. Fire's crackling. Nice to be in air. Fresh air, nonetheless. This wonderfully fresh air down here.
And debatable.
Yeah, well, yeah, for most, yeah, it's nice.
I'll, of course, relay that to the rest of the group. This isn't going to be easy, but we'll have to think of both directions, talking to it and at the same time trying to get the shard or shards off of it.
Been a long day. Been a lot of mysteries along the way. Anyone have any desire to chat about any of that? Or are we just exhausted and heading to bed?
Too much fear to talk about it.
Ash will kind of settle beside Eris. Is the air I'm just gonna talk normally, Stephanie. Is the air why is the air so clear here? Is it because of the water?
That's a good question. What would I, Dad? Sorry. What would I know about like air pockets and stuff underwater? Like this is weird, right?
Yeah, it's you probably maybe heard of it, but haven't experienced it. You know, it's not often that air gets trapped for this long or that you're in a place this deep. You know.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like magic, or there's some sort of a, strangely enough, a vent up to the surface to keep it this fresh. This isn't usual.
It's weird.
Yeah, but what things have we encountered on this journey that haven't been weird?
Sure.
Might as well enjoy the safe spot while we can. Eat your food without having to worry about eating half the ocean.
I like that. Dan, are there any insects in this space pocket? In this space pocket? In this air pocket? Water pocket of air?
Make an investigation check if you'd like.
Just a none.
Okay. Yeah, you don't spot any. In fact, anyone that wants to like look around the area or investigate or anything that is welcome to. But
You just see Ash just standing around, just being like,
Yeah, Ignatius would definitely have a look around the area. And
I think Henry would too.
hearing
But for-
Eris's question, he would like periodically just pop a little flame in his hand to see if he can see a drafting effect.
Oh, nice, nice. Do that with an investigation check, and I'm gonna adjust the DC a bit lower for something because you did that.
Okay. 4. Oh, have we slept yet? No?
Nope.
I'll burn the luck.
We're back.
Okay, nice.
Better. 16.
Okay, nice. The place itself, actually, Catherine, let me know what your investigation check is too, if you don't mind.
Any more of that obsidian stuff or
Okay.
reflective surfaces.
All right. Make your own investigation check as well, Catherine, if you would. And I'll get back to you to say, yeah, hang on to that number. So, Ignatius, you're looking around. You do find that there are, you notice that there's a lot, the walls are covered in these small, like, bits of coral-like material. Spongy. Hard, but spongy. And as you're testing with your flame, you notice ever so subtly as you breathe out, there's a flicker toward this spongy material, and then a flicker away, as though this material itself is behaving like a rapid version of plant life that takes in carbon monoxide and is expelling carbon dioxide and is expelling the oxygen. Likely, it's pulling whatever the staleness out of the air and the things that form over time and exchanging it for fresh air. You may have solved why there's fresh air down here. And I'll check. Oh, good, Ignatius. You can do your thing first.
He would, if we're, yeah, he will. He can't resist the temptation. He will, unroll his notebook real quick in the open air, and draw the shell creatures in the notebook, and a brief description of what's going on, and roll it back up, water seal it, and excitedly tell the others of his discovery that the fresh air seems to be coming from these shells on the walls. They are like mollusks or barnacles. They are exchanging carbon dioxide with ours, and like a plant producing
Oh.
breathable air.
Yeah, well, there you go. What he just said.
Nice.
Ash is gonna put a hand on them. Thank you.
Nice.
Go to bed.
All right.
Shar seems relatively disinterested in all of this and is working on removing the bandage from her arm.
Oh, nice. Okay. Line that up. Kethri, what's your investigation check as you're looking around for the rest of this rabbit?
16.
Okay. Nothing in sight that is shiny or reflective here. Yeah, I feel a sense of safety with that.
Ignatius, sensing the nonplussed, impressed reaction, rolls up the notebook and murmurs to himself, "Well, somebody will find this interesting, I'm sure."
Grumble, grumble, grumble. That's awesome. Nice, nice. Kethri, we'll take note upon hearing Ignatius share that gosh, that might make an interesting component. Herbalism. Wonder if you can work that into alchemy somehow. These breathing stones. Don't have to do anything with that, but it would strike you.
No, I think she was too focused on looking around for reflective surfaces like obsidian and whatnot that when she just happens to hear that, like it kind of snaps her back and she's like, okay, like now that the coast is clear in her mind, she's just not going to say anything but go over and try to like harvest
Nice.
photos.
I'll say for this, it takes a little while because it is difficult to break free, but we'll see you get
Perfect.
2 vials worth, right? You break it up into little bits, is 2 vials worth of breathing stone. What we'll call it so we know what it is.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, she doesn't say anything and she'll stay or she'll work as long as she needs to because it's repetitive. And then she'll just kind of tuck it back in her pack and then go back and sit down next to Shar.
Nice. Okay. Well, with that, unless anyone has anything else you want to do, please let me know. Okay. It is time for that sweet, delicious, long rest. So, please make sure that you punch in that long rest in D&D Beyond so you can get all of your goodies back. One by one, in quick succession, you all, having laid down, find yourselves
I am
asleep.
keeping watch. I will take my 4 hours of rest and then keep watch.
Okay. Oh, sorry, you'll sleep first and then keep watch the rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
And does anybody else want to keep watch first?
Yeah, Ignatius will take the first
Okay.
watch with.
All right, wake me up in 4 hours. Conk.
Nice. All right. Ignatius, make a perception check for first watch, if you would.
23.
You quickly, you keep watch, but you quickly perceive with that thankfully there's been really nothing that you've encountered yet, as far as life or other things down here, aside from finding Oz's siblings. Seems to be a pretty secure location. Kind of look at like whatever area is next. There's another cave under the water with child pointing, and you check that out a bit. Doesn't really seem to be much going on. Easily get through the first thing with nothing happening. Wake Eris up. Eris, you can make a perception check as well if you'd like.
And I'm watching the rest of the night too.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Now I get a really high roll, 21.
Nice. Okay, same thing. You find
She
that
doesn't
there's,
trust that the dragon won't do something while we're trying to rest.
nice.
This feels too convenient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Yep, seems okay. You had your trance. During your trance, it's interesting because your mind did wander a little bit. In that you were sort of reliving almost the experience of a storm raging over Zonai some time ago, and then finding yourself pulled from that space out over the waters past Stone Fury Landing down into the depths where you are once again reliving, rather, the experience of that other vision, the Sahagwin nearby, the pendant falling in the water, the creature distance, the megalodonic sort of giant creature. And, that takes up some of your trance, and you find your way back to just trancing comfortably. And then you do your watch and stuff for the other 8 hours. Let's see.
She'll just fidget with her pendant during her watch. That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. As everybody else is getting their wonderful night's sleep, Ignatius joining the crew. You all dream. And it's not quite lucid, but in your dreams, for those trancing or otherwise, you find yourselves aware that this is a dream. As sound sleep and trancing find you all, sans Eris, you see in your minds initially a dark space, illuminated only by small, luminescent green, ember like structures that dance on an unseen wind. Any green embers floating about. And then slowly, in certain areas of this darkness, the embers begin to coalesce and form humanoid figures. And as the details fill in on these figures, you find them to be your other party members, Sansaris. And you now all seem to float in this shared space. More features of this space begin to form as more of these dancing green embers coalesce into objects. A forest ground, a thick, dense tree line, a roaring campfire with a couple of large tents set up, beautiful fairy lights strung from tree to tree, as a very familiar campsite to you, Ash, forms around all of you. This is the camp site, exactly as it was on that last night you saw her. So, Ash, you find yourself with everyone else except Darius. And you're all sort of standing in this camp scene. Let me know. You all know it's a dream, but you're here with one another. What would you all like to do? As you hear from the tent that familiar voice.
Happening.
I'm gonna read the cards, Ash. You
Um,
all hear that.
don't, I don't really understand what kind of looks around at everyone. Um,
Shark just goes walking towards the tent.
wait, wait, wait.
She'll look back, but keep walking.
Sure.
She's just kind of assuming this is her own dream. This isn't.
Mm.
No, Ash is going to run up to Shar and try to stand in her, just kind of wait, kind of grab at her arm. I don't know what's in there. I've had this dream before, and um you're
Well,
out.
this is my dream. I don't see how that matters. I want to see what's in.
Well, you're acting just like her. No, this isn't your dream. It's mine. Here, we can go in together.
Did you bring friends? Come play.
Ash?
Ash kind of grabs on, like, she kind of keeps a hold of Char's arm and almost like interlocks with it, like almost in like a protect me sort of way, like in a comforting kind of like trying to like, just kind of clenching on. You can go in with
I
me,
look
yeah?
kind of confused. Yeah.
Ash will start taking steps towards the tent.
All right. As the two of you were approaching to enter the tent, Catherine, what are you up to?
So confused. Um, she's looking around. And I guess following Shar
Okay.
and Ash.
Okay, doke. You've hustled to catch up and follow in the tent. Uh, Ignatius, how about you?
Um, well, before they sort of, well, Ketri starts wandering off, I guess at least Ignatius would have said sort of out loud that I don't recognize any of this. This new to me, and then seeing Ash's and Char's interaction, it'd be like, well, they seem to be something though about this, and going in the tent. All right, well, there's nothing else to do out here, so let's wander over to the tent, I guess.
Okay, so you kind of head over to. Let me know, Grisura, if you want to do anything. I know you're away, so it's totally fine if you're not there available right now. We'll check in with you after, if that's the case. Uh, let's see. Okay, so yeah, you Ash and Shar open the tent first. Kefri and Ignatius arriving in quick succession after the two of them. And you step in the tent.
Before
And
you describe it, um, is any are is anything happening to anyone?
outside,
Like,
no,
is someone like moving in their sleep or like talking?
all the usual stuff. They just seem asleep.
Okay,
Mm.
all right.
Yeah. Ash, it looks just as you would expect, inside. You saw this. You helped set up this tent. You set up the games. There's your cards that are sprawled out on a little barrel inside, overturned barrel. But there's no one in here. As you all step in, no one inside.
Um, there was a light in here before. Um, Willow?
You hear from outside the tent. Ash, come on, come play with me.
From the where we just came in?
Mm-hmm.
Or is there another opening? Ash will like rip, like just kind of like quickly step outside and just see.
Outside, nowhere to be found. No one. You hear just out of eye shot from the trees. Ah, You're leaving me all alone, Ash. We came out here to play together. You've got your friends. Let's play some cards or something.
This is incredibly tedious.
What am I seeing and or hearing?
Same thing, all the same experience.
Oh, okay. So
Mhm.
I am hearing the voices.
Yes.
Ash is just going to run towards the trees.
Okay. Run to the trees and you hear the voice back in the clearing. Always one space away, no matter how much you run and check the other areas. The voice always calling from one barrier away.
At this point, Ash probably to everyone looks a little bit frantic. And it's just kind of like we'll look back at the group and just kind of almost with like a little bit of like tears in her eyes. I think she's Willow, I can't see you.
It's you hear once again from within the tent as everyone's, piled out. Because I'm lost, Ash. So cold here. Starts turning from playful to a little more somber. Never gonna be found, am I? So worried I'll be dead by the time I am.
Ash is just gonna start like ripping, just like ripping through the bushes and going back to the tent and just like ripping through things as if she's trying to find something that she knows isn't there,
Mhm.
obviously, but just out of a need to find it.
Okay, as you do, you tear through this and you find amidst the bushes a pamphlet. On the front, the Great Moth. But this, while looking just like one of your pamphlets, is different. You open it,
Yes.
it has step by step instructions on how to find her. Feel re energized, feel hopeful. It can be done. Time to get to work.
This is it. We have to go.
Oh, where? Where are we?
Just gotta follow these instructions and we can work this into our to our trip. We can find her. What's the
What's what?
Yep, it.
You're
Oh,
muted.
you
Yeah.
muted.
Oh.
I
I was
I
like,
think I
"Huh?"
muted myself somehow. Um, what's the first instruction on there?
um, well, as you're looking at it, it's basically find the proper group to adventure with,
Oh,
which you've done.
look, step one's already done.
And as you
Okay.
continue to read, things begin to, in a pleasant way, fall back into ember, green ember, into that empty space. Let me just check and see. Grizuria, if you are here and want to be here for the next thing, which would be Grizuria's thing, awesome. If not, no worries. And I can put that at another time. Just checking real quick. Make sure I didn't miss. All right. In that case, things shift a bit. And even your minds that have been processing this in the way that dreams do just shifts to another dream, like without you like what's going on? It's just, oh, okay, here we are. And Ignatius, you find yourself heading into a town. You all are. You're all sort of walking together. But Ignatius, you are feeling a little. It's almost like you all are kind of watching Ignatius for a moment. Arms full of freshly drawn maps and ancient, free sundering relics sticking out of your pack. You're excitedly walking into town. And the rest of you are almost kind of meld into the crowds in the street, witnessing Ignatius. And among the crowds, you hear people saying things like, "What is he? Is he one of them?" And look at him walking around like he owns the place just because he's one of them. Here's another sweet voice, reassuring voice saying, "Of course I really like you, Silly. You know, how many people can say that they're dating an actual genasi?" Um, and an elderly voice saying, "They destroyed so much. How he thinks he's better than us just because he came from them. That's not right." And from that, you all, Ignatius, you kind of pause. These, hurtful things being said, being objectified as a genasi, liked because you're a genasi, hated because you're a genasi, treated differently. So much in the crowd, the unpleasantness of being in this crowd of the city, having these wonderful maps and things you want to share, but feeling so separate. Until from the crowd, your friends, Kethri, Shar, Grisera, Ash, step out one by one. What would you all like to do as you are sort of coming to awareness in this dream and you see Ignatius and he's got a bunch of goodies and he looks a little sad?
Where are we?
Not quite sure. I just have a lot of things I need to take care of. But it's good. It's good to see you. Um, I was just trying to get through here and just get back to being on the road and being with friends and people that
Well, then let's tell them to move. What is it you need to take care of?
I appreciate that. I don't know if I could be that direct. Sometimes it's just frustrating at times. Just I'm just Ignatius. I mean, I just want them to appreciate that what I bring here is not a genasi, but knowledge and information and research and things that are interesting and things that can make them help them make the difference. All they want to know is about something I have nothing to do with. I'm just, it's just the way it happened. Nobody can control that.
It's difficult to be something people don't understand.
It is. It is so difficult. Just remove that part. Although it is part of who I am. I mean, I don't want to deny it.
Don't. You're like, you can be on fire and it's so freaking cool. I
It can
think.
be.
Yeah, you walked in when like visiting our little grove and yeah, so fascinated. I think it's pretty badass, but that's just me.
I appreciate that. I will confess there are times when I was younger. I relished in it, took advantage of it, and I was just seeking attention. But sometimes that the attention you draw is not the right attention.
Meanwhile, Ash is over there near the crowd and is like, any of them start looking that way. Ash is like, go on, move along.
Nice. You're really moving. Yeah. Love it.
Nothing to see here.
Amazing. Well, the sounds of the crowd seem to crescendo. And once again, the dreams shift, which again feels normal. You're not remembering where you were or anything else. You're just in this new dream. In fact, you find yourselves in an open glade in the woods now, relatively dense woods, covered in a beautiful coat of moss and spring trappings. Nature abounds here. The air is slightly muggy as a soft rainfall finds its way through the canopy of the trees. Diffused light of the rain clouds above offers perfect lighting for a refreshing storm in the woods. No thunder, just a nice light rain. Short grass is freshly pushing itself up through the moss and the rich soil. Nearby, off beside a large tree, Cathri, a familiar mound of soil, seems to hold an especially lush patch of grass and growth. Mounded over something. Remember at one point waking up from a mound like.
Huh?
And you all find yourselves, aware that you're party members and unsure where this forest is. And you see Kethri, looking over direction or at that mound.
Catherine's gonna walk towards it, almost
Sure.
contemplative.
Mhm.
And kneels down next to it and then just kind of takes her finger and like just like traces just like random designs in the dirt, almost mindless.
What do the rest of you do? Saying like, "Oh, we're here. Here's Kethri doing that."
And Char just walks up to her. What is this?
um this is where I died. So that's weird, seeing it from this angle. Can she? I think she's gonna maybe try to like scrape some of the dirt
Okay.
away.
It doesn't take much. There is not a lot of soil atop what brushes free a very pale, bloodless portion of an arm.
Char grabs Catherine's arm.
What do I see on Kethri's face right now? I mean,
Hmm.
emotionally wise.
Oh, that's a good question. Um, Not so much like disbelief. That's not the right word. Kind of in awe in a weird way that She was like, that was her. And then now she's over here. But also, like, that's her. But she was also kind of maybe she she was wanting to see as when she was pushing the dirt away, seeing making sure that it was actually her arm instead of somebody else's. But yeah, does contemplative really?
Char grabs your arm to stop you from digging.
Sorry.
No.
And she'll start putting the dirt back over.
It loosely covers the stark white of the arm.
You say it was white?
It's depleted of blood, so it's just
Oh,
pale.
okay. Okay.
Char looks like she's gonna be sick.
She's going to, well, no, never mind. She wouldn't be able to see it. She does kind of look off in the direction she would know where she came from and just not so much scared, but a little bit like I made it.
Yeah, Ignatius was
Mhm.
looking at that. He was thinking to himself, and he's going to say out loud, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it may be where you once were, but it's also where you started again. It's where you came back.
I like that.
Those
Yeah.
thoughts really resonate with you. Here, you look in the direction of the tear from which you came, and also the direction in which you headed to continue on. You see what could have been laying here under this mound, but you are what became of that instead. And with those thoughts, we'll wrap up tonight's session.
Oh. Oh.
As just as you all continue day by day to pick up with all that you have dealt with and continue forward, challenging the difficulties, navigating them together, will and support. So I hope all of our wonderful viewers and players do for the rest of this week. Well, forever, but until we see you next, 1 week. That's
1 week. That's all.
That's it.
That's it.
And then a fresh
That's it.
challenge.
7 more days.
Nice. Thank you so much, players. Thank you, viewers. It's been a wonderful evening here. For me, we've been for anyone new, you've been watching Provenance, our Friday night super juicy D&D campaign. Catches every Friday night, 9 to midnight. Consider giving us a follow if you're not yet. You'll be alerted to all our D&D and stuff across the week. And until next time, take care, everyone. Have a lovely night. Thank you, players. Thank you, viewers. Catch y'all soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.